This morning, 7 Baltimore City police officers were arrested on federal racketeering charges. This case began about a year ago. It involved a covert investigation. The corruption investigation was spawned by a related drug conspiracy investigation conducted by DEA.
A federal judge on Thursday ordered that 6 of 7 Baltimore police officers recently charged with federal racketeering be held in jail prior to their trial. 2 months after 7 Baltimore police officers were indicted on federal racketeering charges, prosecutors have dropped charges in more than 4 dozen cases that depended on the officers' testimony. The Baltimore State's Attorney's Office and defense attorneys have already asked to vacate convictions or withdraw plea deals in another dozen cases, a necessary step before dropping those charges as well.
One of the members of the Baltimore Police Department Gun Trace Task Force charged with racketeering is expected to plead guilty next month in federal court, the Sun has learned. The attorney for Detective Maurice Ward confirms that his client is expected to plead guilty. In the case, he's the first to enter a plea. A trial is scheduled for next January.
A third Baltimore police detective is scheduled to plead guilty in federal court to robbing people he detained, billing for overtime hours he didn't work, and forging reports to cover up the crimes. Baltimore Police Detective Jamel Rayam will plead guilty Tuesday afternoon in federal court, his attorney Dennis Boyle told the Baltimore Sun on Monday.
I am now aware of Detective Suter's pending federal grand jury testimony surrounding an incident that occurred several years ago with BPD police officers who were federally indicted in March of this year. The acting United States Attorney and the special agent in charge of the FBI's Baltimore field office have told me in no uncertain terms that Detective Suter was not the target of any ongoing criminal investigation.
A Philadelphia police officer was arrested at his home Tuesday morning and charged as part of a federal corruption case into an elite unit of the Baltimore police called the Gun Trace Task Force. Eric Troy Snell, 33, a Philadelphia police officer for 3 years, was charged in federal court with selling cocaine and heroin the members of the Gun Trace Task Force had seized from the streets in Baltimore. According to an indictment, Snell had attended the police academy in Baltimore, and he befriended an officer in the task force named Jamel Rayam.
Sergeant Wayne Jenkins, the supervisor of the Gun Trace Task Force, is slated to plead guilty on Friday. Jenkins faced some of the most serious accusations in the wide-ranging case, which accuses 8 members of an elite gun task force in the department of robbing citizens, filing false overtime, falsifying paperwork, turning off their body cameras, reselling drugs, reselling guns on the streets for years. Jenkins was one of 3 officers who was slated to take the case to trial later this month, but with his plea, that number's down to 2.